Well, hello, my wonderful, beautiful people. Today, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, this is the channel where we get to the root causes of narcissistic abuse. My name is Charmaine, and I'm going to be taking you through each step on how to deal with narcissistic abuse, how to recover, and this is what this channel is all about. Today, we're going to actually be answering a question that a lot of people ask when they are Christians and they go to their pastor for assistance with either a covert narcissistic person or a person that has just been abusing them. And sometimes the pastor takes on this different approach, and an approach that is really kind of detrimental to this to the person that's coming to them, usually the woman that is coming to them about this narcissist. Okay, as I said before, and you probably saw in some of my other videos, and maybe you did, but a lot of the narcissists, the covert narcissists, they hide behind the Bible, they hide behind in the churches. And I'm also going to be doing this Saturday on my meetup live group. We're going to be talking this through. We're going to be talking about it. I'm going to get other people's testimonies. We're going to dig a little bit deeper. We're going to go into all these different reasons why the church is actually helping and harboring the covert narcissist and sometimes the overt narcissist. Sometimes, what will come out, you'll notice that some of the pastors are narcissistic. But this question that we have here today is, why is when a wife goes to the pastor for assistance, he gives them these he takes a different approach. So I'm going to do a little bit of commentary. I'm going to have a doctor. His name is Dr. Clarke. He has a YouTube channel. Please go ahead and check him out. But we're going to hear what he has to say about this. And then I'm going to come back and talk a little bit more about this situation. So let's get Dr. Clarke's video in here. I'm going to just share his video. We're adding him in here, and just listen to what he says in terms of the explanation. I really do like this explanation. In fact, like I said before, you guys go ahead and make sure that you go to his channel and check him out. But let's listen to what he has to say.
Dr. Clarke, after 15 years of suffering from my narcissist husband's abuse, it's a long time, usually is a long time, I went to my pastor for help. Very common. To my shock, he blamed me for the abuse. Doesn't shock me, it shocked her. He said I was triggering my husband's anger. I was devastated and stayed in the marriage another 3 years before finally getting out. Why do so many pastors blame the abused wife? I'm going to tell you why, in a nutshell. Number one, it's the old boys club. It's been in operation since the Garden of Eden, when Adam told God, it's the woman's fault. The woman you gave me, her fault. Men tend to side with men. Too many pastors are gutless wonders, frankly. They're weak and they're passive individuals. They don't have the guts to confront the abused man. It's a lot easier to confront the woman, so that's what they do. 3, they believe it really is the woman's fault. They buy the abuser's lies and side with him because the abuser certainly is blaming you. It's all your fault. Well, he's persuasive and they believe it.
Now, I want to stop right there just for a second because I want to bring up this another part here. I had years ago, I went to church when I used to go to church. I don't do the Christianity and go to church anymore for other personal reasons. But at this time, I did notice a couple of sermons that really, really used to kind of irritate me. And one of the pastors actually always used to preach this sermon about this woman that got caught. And I don't know, maybe you guys may know the scripture or whatever, but a woman that just got caught in the act of having sex with these men in the village. and they were really there to stone this woman, right? And they didn't pay any attention to the fact that who was she in the act with. They wasn't trying to stone the men that were actually having this act with her at the time, but they were trying to stone her. So this is still the type of philosophy that a lot of preachers, pastors take on, is they rather stone the woman, they rather, hang the woman or tell the woman that she's out of line and that she has a Jezebel spirit, rather than to take ownership or hold that narcissistic person, male, accountable. Now, it's for some of the reasons that I feel that is some of the reasons that Pastor Clarke, or I'm sorry, Dr. Clarke is talking about. However, I think it goes even deeper than that. I think that these people, not only are they scared, but they think that they're going according to the Bible, because this is how a lot of these pastors actually teach this lesson. So I just wanted to add that in there. Let's go ahead and continue to listen to Dr. Clarke.
They actually believe that if the woman loved the man better, the abuser better, he'd change. No, he won't. And that doesn't get around the fact that he's abusing her right now anyway. How about all the abuse that's already happened? Number 4, they misunderstand submission completely. They've been to seminary or Bible college. You'd never know it. They think the wife has to submit no matter what the husband does. That's not what the Bible teaches, not even close. You do not submit to a sinner who is destroying you. God would never be in favor of that, and it's made clear in the Bible. Number 5, they value marriage above everything else, including the life of the abused woman. They don't care about the damage being done to you, the damage being done to your kids. They just want you to stay married.
This is another thing. This is another area. They do value marriage in a lot of these churches above everything. Your feelings. I've seen women in the church be totally abused, looking physically abused. I know even in my family, I remember my mother actually going to church with a black eye. Like, they didn't, really question how she got the black eye. They probably knew, that she had a black eye because of what has happened in her household. They see these women being abused, coming to church, abused, physically abused, and they really don't have a lot to say about it, or they're telling them to stay married regardless of what that situation is. They even pull, passages out of the Bible about getting divorces and things like that. Well, I'm here to tell you that these passages are not being taught correctly. Neither is it really, it's really kind of detrimental to a lot of these women, because a lot of them do actually stay in the relationship to their detriment, because they don't want to go against what they feel is the Bible. The other reason is they don't want to live in sin, because they're told that if they just if they divorce, that is a sin. And some of the people, some of the pastors preach that. This is not true either. Okay. So this is what makes these women kind of stay in the relationship, stay in the marriage, because they're taught that if they divorce, then this is going to be something that is going to be counted against them, as far as like they're sinful. They also always preach this one sermon about Lot's wife turning back, looking back at the world and that type of thing. Believe me, it is twisted so many different ways about that particular passage that, again, this makes that wife try to cling on to something that is really detrimental to her and her children. See, when you're in a relationship, and I'm speaking specifically to women right now, when you're in a relationship or a abusive marriage, it don't just affect you, it's affecting your children as well, especially if you have female children, along with even if you have male children, because it's teaching the male that he can do whatever he wants, or he may even get in a relationship where he's being dominated and he feels like he has no voice as well. This also, when you go to your pastor and speak on this, and they tell you to go back home to someone who is physically, mentally, emotionally abusing you, is telling you that you don't have a voice. See, a lot of times in the biblical days, this is one of the things that Jesus, I believe, was always trying to help and fight against these people who were treating women as if they did not have a voice. They were nothing. They were, less than cattle in some instances. The Constitution of Marriage was actually built to protect women, but they took it the wrong way. So they even have times in the Bible where they would, bring their wives up to the altar, trying to get a different wife, and saying and accusing her of all types of things, so that they can, either get this woman killed. It goes deep. It really does. Either get her killed or get her dismissed or in some type of way. But I go back to the fact that they do not condone divorces. So the woman winds up back in the relationship. And sometimes the pastor and his wife, if you notice, their relationship is very troubling. If you talk to some of these pastors' wives, they have some horrible stories behind being married to a pastor, because the Bible is constantly used against them. A lot of covert narcissists, a lot of narcissists in general, they hide behind scriptures. They will throw those scriptures, twist the scriptures. They will make sure those scriptures mean something only to them and to keep you under control, because that's what they are all about. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish listening to Dr. Clarke, because I feel like he has some wonderful points when it comes down to this.
And shut up. Pastors are supposed to be shepherds, caring for and protecting their sheep. That's the job. Instead, many side with the coyote. I want you to do three things. I want you to find a local pastor who understands narcissism and abuse. This is the pastor you're going to use. This is the church you're going to attend when you leave the narc. Read my book, Enough is Enough: Biblical Support for Leaving a Narc and Exactly How to Do It. And consider doing a phone advice session with me. Many ladies and men are doing these phone sessions with me. I can tell you if you're married to a narc or you're not, I can help you get ready to leave him. Don't forget the live stream on this topic, why many pastors blame the abused woman. It's going to be Wednesday, March 15 at 7:30 Eastern Time. You can tune into my YouTube channel or Facebook. Welcome back to Ask Dr. Clarke. Today's topic.
So as you can see, he does have a live stream. I believe that particular live stream has already been done, but definitely go over to his channel. He has a lot of different things, and I love for people to at least listen to, especially if you're a Christian person, a person that just have Christian beliefs. This guy, he's a really good person that you could probably listen to get out of the narcissistic relationship. Now, the reason that, all of us a lot of times lead you to people that are, at least specialized in understanding narcissistic abuse is because a lot of these people, even though they're doctors, even though they're pastors, even though they're, leaders in the industry or leaders in general, they don't always understand emotional or narcissistic abuse. Okay. They understand, partly understand about physical abuse because they can physically see you being abused. But a lot of these people do not understand emotional and narcissistic abuse, which is mental abuse when it all comes down to it. Okay. So I want you guys to really be vigilant in understanding these things in every aspect of your life. A lot of people haven't connected the fact that some of the narcissistic abuse that they went through, and the reason that they can't get out of a situation is because their deep belief in whatever was taught to them about Christianity or religion. Some of these things hold so deeply and so true into our hearts that it is difficult for us to break away from a situation that has really got us beat a lot of times. So we are always trying, because we were raised in such a, you know, do right, do gooder, people pleasing type of place and atmosphere or environment, that it's hard when somebody actually does us wrong and we need to fight back or get away from that situation. We don't always recognize it. So this is why this channel and other channels like it is so necessary for us to be able to help people come out of that. Listen, I've been there too. I understand where you are. I've been on that other side. I've been on the people pleasing side. Okay. I've been there where I got married because I didn't want to live in sin. I've been there. I understand exactly where you're coming from. So as we dig deeper and as we begin to understand this narcissistic abuse and what we actually been through, you will understand that you're not alone and that you can also heal and recover from the situation. But the only way to recover from situations like this is that you have to educate yourself. You have to surround yourself with people that understand this narcissistic abuse. You have to surround yourself with people that really does realize that this has affected you mentally, physically. If you have not read the book, The Body Keeps the Score, go right ahead and get that book. Listen, I'm going to make sure that I pull every resource that I know of, people in general, doctors, anybody that I can do to get on this channel to help you guys. That's what I am here to do. So that's what I have for you guys for this particular question, this particular subject. Thank you so much for just being here. And don't forget to hit that like button. It does help the algorithm. It does help other people see this video. And you never know who you might help by just hitting that like button. It helps the channel, helps other people see the video. But if you don't hit the like button or you don't comment below, then it's 9 times out of 10. A lot of people won't see it. I mean, I can push it out to many of my social media connections here, but I need for you guys to do your part. Once you see this, is to push it out through the algorithm so that other people are able to see and learn just as you have today. If you found this to be valuable information, please hit that like button, comment below. Tell me about your incident that you had. I know there are some people out there that has actually lived through this. So tell me about it. Let's talk about it. Also, I do, just like Dr. Clarke has, I have a live session, again, that's going to be going on tomorrow. I'm there every Saturday in our meetup group. We talk candidly about this and other issues. I want to thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.